There's a moment in this film where a man gets eaten by a giant pirate version of himself, and then that pirate chases his therapist through a void. I spat my Coke Icee clean across the cinema, and I need you to know, this is not even the dumbest thing that happens in this movie. A24 built a maze so real, the crew got lost in it. It looks like the most beautiful horror film of the year. So how did I walk out absolutely filthy about what they did with it? G'day viewers, and welcome to the Hollywood Menace. Now viewers, let me walk you through how a $10 million masterpiece of a set committed suicide in its own third act. Picture it: dead yellow walls, carpet the color of sick, fluorescent lights humming so loud you can feel it in your teeth, and hallways that go nowhere forever. That's the back rooms. And for 40 minutes, this film drops you in there and it works. And now look, people have showed up for it. This thing has made Mando-and-Grogu money on its opening weekend off a $10 million budget, $120 million plus and counting. So the appetite is real. Chiwetel Ejiofor is Clark, divorced, drinking, watching his furniture store die. Renate Reinsve is Mary, his therapist, dragging her own childhood trauma behind her. Classic horror setup. Small cast, one location. And then Clark gets a power bill from hell, and an electrician finds 3 breaker switches wired to absolutely nothing. Or at least, nothing that should exist. Then a glowing slit opens in the basement wall. And then Clark falls through it. And like I said, for 40 minutes, I was all in, which is exactly why what comes next hurts. Credit where it's due, because I'm not an animal. The production design here is outstanding. Kane Parsons, the guy behind the 2022 web series, built it all in Blender, then made it physical, and the crew really got lost on this set. Even the carpet was sourced in Canada to dodge the Trump tariffs, the most 2026 sentence I will ever say out loud. And the Academy Award-nominated cast matches this craft. Ejiofor carries this film on his back like a man hauling a fridge up 6 flights of stairs. He is magnetic. Reinsve is doing genuine, wounded, awards-level work here. These two deserved a finished screenplay. Because here's the thing, boys and girls. They handed all that beauty to a script that, I'm not exaggerating, gets worse the more you understand it. Starting with 2 of the dumbest characters I've seen all bloody year. Exhibit A, Kat and Bobby, Clark's employees he drags into film proof of the back room. These two commit horror's cardinal sin, doing the absolute dumbest things in human history purely so the plot can move and the monsters can feed on them. Bobby wanders down a creepy slope corridor alone. Gone. I wasn't sad. I was relieved. Natural selection, baby. Now, viewers, drop it in the comments. What's the absolute dumbest, why would you do that horror death you've ever seen? Best one gets pinned. Now, we need to talk about the camera. Oh, yes, we need to talk about the camera in this movie. This film lives inside found footage shaky cam for way too long. 1, it makes me physically ill, and I haven't chundered since I took a ferry to SFO. 2, and bigger, why are you still filming? You're being chased by a giant pirate, and you stop to hold the camera at a perfect eyeline composition? Nah, you don't. Nobody does. You drop it, and you run for your life. It's lazy writing, leaning on a crutch made out of wet, bloody cardboard. But none of it prepared me for Act 3. So let's talk about that scene that genuinely broke me in this movie. Now, spoiler alert, you legends, close a tab now if you care. So it turns out the backrooms is all in Clark's mind. The whole nightmare is his own doing. Now, that's fine. Decent twist on paper, sure. Except then he goes full Hannibal Lecter for absolutely no reason at all, and decides eating the people trapped inside his own head is as normal as a bowl of nachos. After Mary goes looking for Clark and finds the back rooms, he finds her and ties her up. Then he tries to feed her some of these people that are living inside of his head. He reveals Kat's severed head in his fridge like, yeah, no worries. Then, I swear it on my mum's pavlova, he scalps a redhead woman and puts her hair on Mary so they can roleplay an old therapy session about the night he raged at his ex-wife. And viewers, just as he comes to his senses and is about to free Mary, here it is, the moment from the top of the video. A giant pirate version of Clark smashes through, eats him, and chases Mary into the void. Captain Clark, the mascot from his own furniture ads, come to life. I shit you not. Who in the writer's room said, yes, yes, this, print it? Now, viewers, we need to talk about the callback in the script that insults you, the audience, and the flashbacks. Mary's childhood trauma threads the entire film and really never pays off. Or worse, it does. She lugs a concrete handprint from her demolished childhood home around the whole bloody movie. And you know it's coming back. Obviously. Sure enough, she hits the pirate in the head with it. You can read the screenplay margin note from space. Audience, here is your callback. My eyes rolled so hard I saw the back of my own skull. Now, viewers, the real problem with the movie is it just limps to the end. Mary's rescued, interrogated by Phil from Async, a company quietly watching this whole space for some reason. The film thinks it's being deep. It lands like a Twilight Zone episode someone left out in the bloody sun. And that's the real tragedy of Backrooms. They built one of the great horror sets of the decade, 30,000 feet of pure dread and strangeness, and then sent it into battle with a screenplay written in bloody crayon. You can see the good film in here. It's standing right behind the bad one, waving, like, hey, here I am, mate. Now, after listening to all this, boys and girls, what's my verdict on Backrooms? I grade it rotten. Hard pass for me. I would not grade it 1 point past 35%. Now, a lot of the audience scores coming in much higher at 75%. So in the comments, let me know. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm reading every one of them. So come and let me know your thoughts. Oh, and one last thing. Some bloke rocked up late to this film, sat right next to me in an empty cinema, and spent the entire finale sneezing, coughing, and inhaling nachos like his life depended on it. Made me spit up what was left of my bloody Icee. So between him and the stupid pirate, I'm really not sure who ruined my night more. What has happened to cinema etiquette here, people? All right, viewers, if you want to see how this is actually supposed to be done, one location, small cast, people hurt in horrible, brilliant ways, 43 years ago, John Carpenter made The Thing. Same trapped in one place setup, and it's everything Backrooms desperately wanted to be. I broke down exactly why it still terrifies people in 2026 and why nobody has matched it really since. It's right here. Go watch it next. I'll see you over there. This is the Hollywood Menace. Thanks for stopping by and listening. Until next time, ta-ta and farewell.